Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? So, got our breakdown, kind of like an updated outlook, I guess, now that we kind of see the levels for the week, kind of what we got. Start off, didn't have much news, no high impact stuff on Monday. Tomorrow, you got AUD in Asian, but that's still during, as long as my things didn't mess up my hour. Yeah, that's still during when spreads are high, so you're not trading that anyway. So yeah, that's all good. London, New York, all looks good. Uh, yeah, nothing too crazy for Tuesday. All right, so what we got here, what I'm looking at for the week is sells down to here. We had this little range here that we were kind of bouncing in. We had this resistance as support. Last week we pushed to the support, or 2 weeks ago we pushed to the support, kind of rejected it, but left a wick to fill. Still rejecting our resistance here back in February. And now we have closed under our mid-range range, we could say, because we got resistance, kind of maybe support, resistance, resistance across the board, and we got support. So, but most recently, what I was looking at was for this reaction here a couple weeks ago. I was looking for this reaction here, expecting something to potentially occur. It did. Whatever did that, and now we have support here, and we have fully closed back under and inside of this range, like 153 to 149 area-ish. So the target for the week is back to our main weekly uptrend support, you could call it. Reason being for why I would say that, if we look at BJ for the past, since we started our uptrend, I would say we started around, once this high got created and then we made a higher low, I would say, okay, we got kind of a good uptrend going for the weekly. Kept going. So this support was the last higher low we made, making our structure for the uptrend, which we have not broken. We've made higher lows within this big range here, but we've never broken our main support. And if we do break it, close underneath, we got these nice moves to come down to here. So that's kind of what we're looking at if we get there. But first, we need to get to the support and then see how candles close there. If we close underneath and we start breaking lows of that candle, be looking for sells. If we close at it like this, excuse me. If we close at it and not underneath it, we're going to want to wait for that close underneath or bullish close to be further respecting this and then pushing back to top of the range, basically just staying in our weekly range. So daily, now that we got that information, looking at the daily clean traffic here to the left, we got this minor little 4-hour level I'll get into. But got this bearish structure, perfect. We closed under on Friday. That was a very nice move. With NFP didn't move it a ton. In terms of the when NFP came out, volume wasn't like crazy, but price did break, so that was good. That's what we wanted. That's what I wanted to see, because I wanted to participate in this move here to the left on the daily. So we got, as we can see, a nice move from 152, 682, and what I'm looking for. Daily yesterday, or yeah, yesterday because it's Tuesday, closed bearish, beautiful. 4-hour, we got this range so far. So for me, Monday's just kind of creating the levels I want to pay attention to throughout the week. And so far, we kind of have some. It didn't do a whole lot, so the levels are still. I want to see a little bit more in terms of where we're going, price action wise, and what levels. But we got some levels to work off of. I just would like better price action for some better trades. But so far, this 4-hour, if we look left here, you can see. So we know the daily and the weekly. This is all clean traffic. So we know it more than likely that we are going to be pushing down here because we've already broken the weekly low, so that's good. But we have this little minor 4-hour support inside of our overall clean traffic that kind of giving us an issue right now. So we got that marked. We know 4 hours close under there. We should have this nice move, and the 4-hour being clean with the daily and the weekly. That is just be some nice easy moves right there. We just got this range here. Yeah, that line is for that, and then we got our 4-hour. We got some resistance, some support. I kind of marked the 4-hour and then dropped into the 1-hour to just kind of clean it up a little bit. So we had this rejection here from Asian. This forgot my line. Excuse. Not believe I forget. All this is a weekly separator line for me on the 1 hour. So when I zoom out, I can kind of see. So like this is the start of last week. This is the end of last week. So we can kind of see how the week was going. This one was kind of rangy, but we knew we were bearish. So we knew to look for sells. Same thing here. So it's just a nice visual aid that I like to use. So far to start the week, kind of end of the day Friday, started making some resistance ranging, no volume, makes sense. Asian, we kind of pushed down to support, rejected it, no volume, makes sense. And then coming into London, 1 a.m., we pushed back to resistance, rejected it. We got above it, kind of. It wicked a few pips above, maybe one or two. Just minor little tiny fake out, wick being created, rejection, and price returning back to support, which we did. Then we ranged again, and in New York, we pushed back up there again. We created a low, so we started the week here. No low created yet. We're still stuck in this range. Price pushed down in London, creating a low. Doesn't look super clean, but this is lower than this. Price created a low, obviously. And we came back up, barely rejected resistance, made a lower high. We rejected resistance. We didn't go up. So we come back down, and now we're stuck in this kind of awkward price action. We're attempting. We got 17 minutes left on this hourly in Asian, but Asian just all Asian does for me is really set up what levels we could possibly use. Like here for New York, resistance in Asian, London, whatever. Same thing over here. Resistance in New York. All right, perfect. Low created here, kind of London. So now we got a target with our overall weekly bias of sells and daily bias as well, which would make our session bias sells. And now we're just kind of in this trying to make resistance under that support. This candle closed underneath. Low never got broke. Not that that's an entry for me personally, but we're trying to make resistance underneath here. And we know our 4 hour. This one did close underneath. So that line, that zone we found to the left, we did close underneath. But we have this 1 hour support that we created down here. We need to make resistance here, push those lows, and then we're going to see got a really nice move up for about 100 pips. So that would be a really nice move. We'll see where we set up in see what London does. Hopefully London doesn't do the move before we get up. Before I get up. I don't know when you guys get up, but hopefully this does not push too far without me. And if it does, then it does. Maybe I'm sure we'll get a pullback at some point during the week. But that is what I'm looking at. I'm looking for sells, and my target I'm looking to get to is this weekly support. This is kind of my first target. This 150, 046. Some people might just use 150. Whatever. I just like to use the bodies of the candle, but both numbers would be fine. That's what I'm looking for. Asian, no trades. Just kind of marking out those levels. So we got support here. So that's kind of an important level for me. In terms of zones, I just do the lowest I go for my zones is the 1 hour. So 30-minute potential entries, but there's a lot of noise right now, especially for Asians. So I just like to stick to the 1 hour. You get cleaner candles, you get less bullish, bearish, all that nonsense. I like to scale up in time frames. Excuse me, until I get nice bullish, bearish, nice candles. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for the week. Like I said, weekly sells is the bias for now. I don't see it changing, but you never know. We'll see what happens. But if we push back up here, we come back into this range, like closed underneath the range, and now we're trying to make resistance underneath while still respecting this little hourly structure. We do come back into the range, but we reject here again. I'm still seeing us bearish because of the weekly. We might retrace a little bit and retest, but by the looks of it, it looks like we're just going to continue down unless we start. If we get above here, then we're going to be looking to retest here, but we need to get above here first. So until that point happens, we hold bearish structure and we should keep coming down. So that is what I'm looking for. Hopefully that was helpful, and to be the first of potentially many kind of weekly outlook, updated weekly outlook, kind of analysis things I'll be posting. I'm going to try and do that more regularly for the gram. just to kind of track it for myself and maybe share some ideas. But that is all, and I will see you guys next time, I guess.